Hello to all of you from around the world. I want to welcome you back to another great edition of Soulivity Today, broadcasting live from our studio right here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. My name is Brian Westley Johnson, and I hope you are ready for another amazing show. I'm so glad you're here because you are going to get empowered today. I'm joined today by one of my very special friends and guests, Sheila Applegate, who is the host of Consciously Awesome Living. Hello to you, Sheila.
Good morning, Brian. It's good to be here.
I'm glad you're here too. Listen, I know it's been in a while since we've talked because you've been on vacation. Yesterday was your first show back. I know you've been getting back into the swing of things. How's that been for you?
It's good. I really needed that time off more than I even knew to just deplug and yeah, it was great. And now I feel renewed and I've been writing, which is, I'm sure some of the energy from today too, and it's great.
Absolutely. Well, listen, today is another great show because it's one of my favorite shows during the week. It's our Wellness Wednesday show, and we have a special guest and topic where we're talking about expressing your unique voice, but specifically through the power of creative writing. Sheila, I found that in the survey that was conducted by the National Endowment for the Arts, it was found that individuals who engaged in creative writing activities, such as storytelling or writing poetry, reported higher levels of personal well-being and a greater sense of purpose in life. And so, through you, thank you so much. We found the perfect guest to discuss this all with, but let's learn a little bit more about her first. Ava Andrea is here to remind you of your divine creativity and help you express your unique voice through writing. Most of her time is dedicated to helping heart-driven writers create unforgettable books. Writing has always been her passion, but something shifted when she met Divine Love 11 years ago. Ava said a deep inner yes to allow light and love to flow through her pen, and since then, she has written a series of transformational books. In her spiritual novels, she shares her own raw and wondrous soul journey through darkness and light. These books have become known all over Scandinavia for their beauty, deep layers, and transformational power. Now, Ava is a sought-after mentor, speaker, and spiritual teacher. Her retreats and workshops are widely known for their magic. And this year, she moved to beautiful Norway with her children and cats for a completely new adventure. And we want to welcome Ava Andrea to Soulivity today. Hello there. Glad you're here.
Hello, Brian. Hello, Sheila. I'm so happy to be here with you guys.
Oh, man,
And
we are
thank you for
glad that
the
you're... Yeah.
yeah, thank you for the beautiful introduction. Feels so
Oh,
warming.
it was our pleasure. I love your story in terms of all the different things that you've done over your career in terms of creative writing. But I guess my first question to you, just to kind of kick this whole thing off, is when did you really discover this healing power, this beautiful gift of creative writing in your life?
Wow, it's like a question with so many layers, because it started with me meeting my angel when I was 6 years old, and she was sitting on my writing desk, and
Wow.
ever since I have had a beautiful kind of connection to writing, and always was this girl who loved writing in the little books with keys, and that kind of girl. But over the years, it has just become more and more kind of clear to me that I was a writer, and yeah, so I have really experienced the healing power of writing ever since I was 23 and had a deep breakdown with stress and depression. And writing was like my lifeline and helped me find my way back into the light again. And I wrote myself more whole, So
Hmm.
that was just the beginning of my writing journey. But there are so many stories.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Wow. I could only imagine having that angel's like, I guess this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
I know.
Sheila, I'll go to you, man. I'll go to you.
Well, first, Dave, Andrea, it's so wonderful to be here with you. Again, I always enjoy dancing and creativity with you. Um,
Thank you.
you're talking about the healing power, and I think everybody listening to some degree knows that they've had an experience where just writing something out is helpful, or like you said, a diary or a journal. But can you talk more about like a story when you really felt the healing power of writing in a way that maybe other people wouldn't have thought of?
Mm. Well, yeah, I mean, I remember when I started writing my books, even, which was only in the last 10 years that I've been writing these 6 books that I've written, how
Mhm.
it has really helped me to integrate and own my story from this big journey from growing up in a close Christian community and out of religion and having a big wild journey, and kind of integrating the whole journey through writing it. And it's like we create
Mm.
meaning when we write.
Mhm.
And I know I have cried my way through many chapters when I wrote them, but it has been so healing to do it, and so empowering, and like owning your story, if that makes any sense to you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that you're talking about that because it sounds like you're even talking about the healing journey when you were writing fiction. And an author I like yesterday said something about how writing fiction was even more vulnerable than writing nonfiction.
Right.
So, how
Mm.
did your journey of that fictional writing support that?
Well, that's interesting. It's like I will say my novels, my spiritual novels, they are the true story of my journey. But of course, I also go into writing some historical fiction, I would say. In the last book, for example, where I write about Teresa of Avila, if you've heard of her, which is where I have to kind of uh, imagine what it was all like.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think you cannot write about something you have not lived or something you have not felt, right? So in that way,
Mhm.
we always infuse our feelings, our raw feelings, into what we write, no matter what the expression is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get
You
you.
know, Ava, what's your process? Do you do you do you take a walk? Do things just kind of come to you? Do you do journaling? What's your
Mm.
process in terms of like creating these beautiful works of art?
Whoa. Well, I would say um, magical writing. That is like what I call it, and it is when
Hmm.
because one thing is, I mean, we can write from um, these more superficial levels, and then we can also write from the soul level, and that is what happens when we kind of become so aware and so present in the moment that we can listen deeper. And that is through stillness, actually, that when we tap into
Mm.
stillness, we listen. It could be in a walk, it could be in the shower. I don't know why ideas often comes in the shower. Do you know that?
Yeah.
But from that silence, from the stillness, something arises. And then to listen and honor that, and follow it. And also follow your curiosity is a big thing when it comes to creativity, right?
Wow. Wow. I love that. I love that. Um, I'm again, my mother was the one who really got my brother and me into creative writing and reading in general. I mean, but I think both of them kind of go hand in hand, where it opens up your imagination to all things seen and unseen, right? Which is so connected to our spirituality. I want to back up and ask you a quick question about when you were 6 years old. Did the angel that came to you say anything to you?
It was a very funny experience, actually.
Okay.
I remember waking up and just feeling something was not as it used to be. And
Right.
I sit up in my bed, and there is this glowing size of a being sitting on my writing desk, kind of childlike in the size, like myself, probably not to scare me, right? And I'm a child, right? So I slip out of my bed and I try to go and touch it. I want to touch it, right? And it disappears. And then I go back and it happens again. And 3 times I go over to try to touch it. And then I get the message, and it's like, you're not allowed to touch me. And then I start communicating without words. It's like this kind of transfer of information, right? This instant kind of transfer. And I ask, are you the one who takes care of me? Are you my angel? And yes, I get a yes. And I just kind of dwell in this presence of the angel. And then I go out when my family is calling us for breakfast. It's time to go to Sunday school. And I say to them, I just met my angel. And because I grew up in this community, it was like, cool. There was like nothing strange about that. So that was like one of the gifts of growing up in a place like that, that it was very natural that they are more than what we normally see. Um, so yeah,
It was like, okay. And could you pass me some coffee, please? They just, the
totally,
conversation.
totally, yeah, yeah.
Well, listen, we are so glad you're here. We're going to take a quick break, everybody. We're going to have more with Ava in just a second, because I think this is another one of those topics that doesn't get enough attention, because I think like creative writing going hand in hand with like journaling and other things are so important for us to find some peace, some our own voices, our own become self-aware. So I'm glad we're talking about this today. I'm glad both of you are here. So listen, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of Soulivity Today in just a couple minutes. Soulivity Today is brought to you by Happy Travelers Tours and Old Vine Wine Tours. Find all of the Satana products at our Go shop at go.soulivity.com.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame, living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Soulivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us, a place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
Hey, we're back here on Soulivity today, and we're exploring how to express ourselves and find our unique voice through creative writing with notable author who's an international author, ANDREA, and also back with us is Soulivity co-host Sheila Applegate. Sheila, I'm going to hand it over to you because I know you had a question for Ava.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, you shared that really wonderful story about the angel and how when you went to breakfast, your family felt that that was normal. And so it was easy for you to accept and integrate that in, which, we would hope that that's with everybody, but we know that that's not. And not everyone is raised to let that divine energy show itself, or the muse, if we wanted to call it the writer's muse. How do you help people to tap into that if it's new to them?
Good question.
Thank you. Yeah. I think that is maybe one of my superpowers in a way, to create that, to create that
I think
connection,
so too.
because I know, that we long for that, right? We long to connect with our innermost self and our soul and source, universe, whatever we want to call it. And to guide, I do meditations. I guide in meditations and take you to that place where you can connect. If you need a little guiding angel helping you, right? But of course, you can always, I know we all have access to that space, so it's just about practicing how to soften into it and open our hearts. And we could do it right now, by just sitting for a moment and just breathe in some love and, sinking into the moment, feeling the love, and then open up and start listening. What do I need to know? And just that simple question can be a beautiful way of starting a free flow writing in the morning, and just tapping into that and listening, because it's all around us, this love and support, and whatever we want to call it, it doesn't matter, right? It's there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I would agree
You,
that that's one of your superpowers. You're very good at opening that space for people.
I'm
Yeah.
doing my Superman pose right now. You
Yeah.
it's funny. I'm remembering one of my favorite courses when I was in university was creative writing. And I was thinking, I just went to it off of a whim. I it's like, oh, creative writing, that might be fun. And it was the best thing I had ever done. It was next to doing creative doing speech, like speeches and stuff like that, performative, talks. But what I found was, and I had a great teacher, he led us through similar experiences, where it's like, listen, he said, everybody can do this. Everybody can create or write. It's not like you have to be the scholar or whatever. He said, you just have to get in tune with your own voice and let that voice come out in the way that it's supposed to come out. And so I appreciate you talking about the fact that this is something that we're born innately with, right? Where it's always with us, our soul can always speak, and that we just have to open the door, right? We have to create the path and open the door. Do you have a story that you can share with us in terms of like someone that you led through this kind of process that kind of sticks out in your memory, in your mind's eye?
Wow. It's a good question, because I do this all the time with my clients and in my workshops, and so it's like it's all I do. So it's a little hard to pick maybe a specific experience, but I'll say just sitting with last week I was sitting with one of my clients, and she was holding her new book in her hands, and she just got it from press, and this was a book about that just seeing that light in her eyes and that fulfillment. And she had written this amazing story about her journey out of religion, actually, also, and into
Wow.
connecting with her twin soul on the other side. And it was like the most raw and
Mm.
beautiful poetic book. And
Wow.
you know, just seeing those stories coming to life and those unique voices kind of stepping out there, it's so beautiful. It fills me up, you know. I love it. So
Mhm.
I believe we all have a story to tell, you know. I really believe that we all have a book inside, actually, if we want to. What do you think about that?
Ooh, I love that. Okay, what the story inside? Well, okay, you go first, Sheila, while I'm thinking. What's the
Well,
story
I'm
that you
thinking
would tell
about it.
inside?
I mean, I think about that because there is that for, I am an author also, so I'm producing books, which is part of
Mhm.
my soul, that I birth. I love, Ava, you talk about birthing a book. One of the things that's been in my mind is more personal, and it's that writing the story of my life for my children to read when I'm gone. Um,
Mm.
Mm,
and in a way where or while I'm still alive, but not for the public, just for the people that I love dearest, to find those parts
mm,
of me that maybe I didn't remember to say in front of them, or I didn't have the words for. So that's kind of what's been in my head lately. And it's not
Mm.
about producing it for the world, it's about getting it out for the people I love.
wow.
I love that. I love that,
Wow.
Sheila. And I love your
Um,
writing, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
ah, I think for me, I guess I in a way I'm the same with you, Sheila, where um there's a lot to my story, especially from I think the ages of 5 and 6 all the way up until I'd say 40 something, so like 30 something years, where I was on
Mhm.
this journey. I think what I keep getting from spirit is that just think about the things that you want to talk about, and then
Mm.
and then when the divine time comes, then you'll know to put this down on paper. But it's like, not
Mhm.
yet, not yet. You're doing other stuff. You're doing stuff like this and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. That are where your creative energies are being, that kind of thing.
Mm.
One, I think between Soulivity and we're doing a documentary on my father's life, which is a lot of energy into that. I think that's where spirit's like, okay, yeah, creatively, you're good right now. Just, that'll be something that you're going to do, but you're good right
Mm.
now. Um,
And we are
yeah.
looking forward to that one when it comes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah. I am too, because I think like Sheila, like for you, it's like this thing that you gift, and you're giving to generations that come after you,
Mhm.
for them to read and to learn more about you and to connect with you, even when you're not physically here anymore.
Mm.
That
Mhm.
you're still here in an ethereal kind of way, but here's a
Mm.
physical kind of like, love letter, I would say,
Yeah.
for
Oh,
them to
that's great.
read and
Mhm.
to be connected with. So I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Mm.
Listen, I'm loving this conversation. Everybody, there's more we're going to be talking about with Ava and Sheila about this whole process. So, if you need to go get some coffee or tea, just go grab that now, and we'll be back in 2 minutes.
6 years ago, when I started Soulivity, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit Soulivity.com now.
Do you see me kneeling on this dual roller called Parasetter? It's actually comfortable because of this channel and the softness of the special foam. It feels like my kneecaps are being massaged. When I lie down, my spine is housed in this channel, while the convex rollers massage my muscles. They let go and lengthen. There's a traction effect from my head on the headrest and my mid-back from the rib wrap, which hugs me. When I start the breathing sequence, I feel calm because my cortisol levels are dropping. Lower cortisol means bye-bye constant hunger. Parasetter is 40 inches long and much more comfortable than old-style rollers, but it weighs only 10 ounces. Parasetter, just like Pilates was, is no longer an insider secret. Do yourself a favor. Reset your parasympathetic nervous system. Defeat stress. Lying, sitting, kneeling, or standing. This unique patented roller helps everyone.
Hey, we're back here with more on Soulivity today. You can find out more about the Parasetter by visiting the link that's in our chat right now. We're back for a Wellness Wednesday where we are exploring how to express ourselves through creative writing with notable author Ava ANDREA and Sheila Applegate. Sheila, I'll go to you for our next question.
I want to dive deeper into the magical writing and soul connected writing that you are so good at helping draw out of people. Can you just tell us more about that and how the process works for you?
Well, yes, I would love to. I mean, just to maybe take it very down to earth in a way, what it could look like is really, I mean, I would say is to go into a kind of free flow writing. I know many of you, or maybe you guys also tried that. I'm sure you have with, when you just put your pen to paper and you write without stopping, you write without censoring, without editing, and just allow the flow without blocking it. And that's a creative writing exercise that I think many know, but you can take it that little nudge deeper by, centering first, as I said before, meditating a little and then listen. Or you can maybe write with an intention. I talk sometimes about this. It's a river of consciousness, right? That you're writing. It's almost like a live meditation just on paper, but you can choose to take a boat down the river, so more kind of intentionally, and say, now I will just take the boat of gratitude and I'll write about everything I'm grateful for, and then see where it takes you without stopping. Or you can say, oh, I need an energy boost, so I will write about what I love, my passion, what I love, and take that boat down the river and write on that, Or it could be curiosity, as I talked about before, that playful energy, right? And say, I wonder if, and then see where it takes you, that boat. So it's some ways of kind of opening up and allowing, and also tapping into the magic, in a way, tapping into the light, into the love. Do you feel me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. I'm as you're talking, I'm just resonating with the fact that here's another fantastic way for people to bring into existence their best life.
Yeah.
Right? The highest level of existence, moving out of surviving into living, into thriving, right? Because you're literally bringing it into a physical existence from the ethereal into the physical. And so I'm like, I could literally see you doing that, and myself doing that, and Sheila, you doing it as well, where it's like all these great things with capital, not love with the lowercase L, love, capital LOUVE, capital G, gratitude, capital P, peace, and everything else. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm over here like, ooh, I'm going to set aside some time today to do that.
There's so much power. There's so much power in our words, right? It's actually tapping
Mhm.
into our divine creativity, right? Because we can create worlds with our words, and we can create
Mhm.
our reality. Yeah.
Sheila, you
So
talk about that too, right? Where um, being totally consciously aware of what we're speaking into
Mhm.
existence, right?
Right.
And also, and that also writing into existence too,
Right. Yeah, we are creators. I think we're naturally creators. That is who we are at our core. And
hmm
so anything we
hmm
do to tap into that is going to make us more of who we are, truly are.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
have a little side question that I bet when we were putting the show together, I was like, man, I wonder what do you read when you're not writing? Like, what are some of the things that
mm,
what are you reading now that is like
um,
fiction or nonfiction that is like on your desk or in your bookshelf or by your bedside that you're like pulling out? You're like, I think I'll read some of this today.
oh, I am a book lover like you.
I
I have
couldn't tell.
many.
I
I
couldn't
have
tell that.
many books. And it's like was my biggest challenge when I moved from Spain to Norway. I had to let go of so many books, But I will
Mhm.
say I'm a big my soul feeds on poetry. So I read poetry. Read
Wow.
Rumi and Khalil Gibran and those kinds of
Mhm.
old poets. Um, and then I also really enjoy a beautiful fiction. Sometimes I read some of these Pulitzer books, and to kind of feed my
Oh
my
yeah.
mind also with expressions and words and pictures, and so I actually read many different things, I will say, but I do have a love for all sacred texts and like the Gospel of Mary Magdalene and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I'm an old
Wow.
soul.
Ah,
Yeah.
I love it though. I mean but that's so but that's great. Again, my mother would say it's like literature and writing is like food. You just don't have
Mm.
steak and potatoes every single day. You have some paella, and then you have some tacos, and then you have popcorn, and then you eat all these different things. And so enjoying the fullness of the creative experience in terms of
Yeah.
writing and literature is like living. It's like
Yeah.
part of life. And so
Yeah.
that's great. Sheila, what are you reading right now, by the way? What's
You
what's
know,
tickling your fancy right
I
now?
I have been I've been reading 2 books this last couple of weeks that my kids brought back to me. One is How to Do Nothing,
Oh,
and
nice.
it's actually, yeah, that one's really good, and then The Movement Made Us, which I just completed. So that is about the freedom fighters in the US. And so it's been kind of intense. So I was thinking everything that Ava Andrea just said about what she reads, I also read. I love all the books that you just mentioned, but
Yeah.
I guess I read for all different ways, and I have more than one. And in the middle of that, a friend sent me a book that I can't wait to read. So, yeah, that's fiction. So I'm glad I'll be going to fiction next.
Yeah.
I have so many books that I get from publishers and stuff, because of interviews and that kind of thing that I
Mhm.
need to read. But right now, before we go to break, is I'm reading this one book. I kind of remember the title of it, but it's like this collection of all these thought leaders, including spiritual thought leaders, about paradigm shifts in our world, and it is
Oh,
Mm.
cool.
it is
Mm.
powerful. It is like really, really powerful. And
Um,
so I'll share it with you both. I'll try to find I'll get the title and that kind of thing. I'm
uh-huh.
slowly making my way through it because it's one of those dense books. It's meat and
Uh-huh.
potatoes. It's not popcorn. It's meat and
Right.
potatoes.
Love it. It's like,
Listen,
yeah.
we're gonna take another quick break. We got more with Ava Andrea and Sheila in just a minute. So Sit back and we'll be back in 2 minutes. Soulivity Today is brought to you by Assume control over your weight and broader health with the 80 Bites program by Physical Mind Institute.
For 50 years, we've been told, load up your plate with veggies. Load them up. Because all this spinach, look at it, all the spinach is only 100 calories. But avoid fat, because a tiny sliver of butter is also 100 calories. So spinach is good, butter is bad, right? But not today. Now we're told, put butter on everything, even in your coffee. Why? Because fat doesn't spike insulin, as carbs do. And stretching the stomach with all those veggies unbalances our digestive hormones. So eat healthy today means fat, fasting, stomach control, right here's the stomach. Forget calories. Hormones rule, and 80 Bites is the solution.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness? Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want, but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices. And together, we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on Soulivity TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
Hey, and we're back, and we are exploring today about expressing ourselves, through our unique voice, through creative writing with notable author Ava ANDREA, and back with us is also Sheila Applegate, our Soulivity co-host. It is so crazy because we're running out of time, but I always feel like, this could go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever because it's so good. Anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Ava, what are some tips? Let's talk about some tips really quickly that you can give people who are interested in exploring their own creativity, their own unique voice. What are some tips that you give them?
Well, first of all, I think just making that shift from fear to love, in a way, from having to show something to exploring something, that you don't have to make something up, but you have to take it down. That little subtle shift inside, that it's all there, and you're so rich, your imagination, your soul, everything, you're so gifted, you're so rich. And it's about opening and allowing and receiving. Can you feel that's much more feminine energy in a way? And just open up and allow it to come through to you. And follow your intuition, follow those little nudges, that little angel tapping you on the shoulder saying, go and read that book, or go and talk to that person sitting on a bench, or whatever, follow your guidance, and you will experience a whole magical world is opening. It's sometimes I talk about how Alice in Wonderland, she had to become small to pass under and to access the Wonderland. And sometimes we have to allow ourselves to become small like children and open to that wonder world that is right there if we just allow ourselves to shift form. and it also has the beautiful benefit of letting our egos step a little bit aside. So it's suddenly so much more fun and joyful. Can you feel me?
Right. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, go ahead, Sheila. Go ahead, Sheila. I know that I'm like over here like, wow, I'm literally going through the process of wow, I really need to do this more. I'm being led to like I really need to like do this a lot more. And and you know, I think a lot of times we were talking about the monkey mind yesterday. We're talking about the monkey minds. Well, you can't do that. Do you know how much time that's going to take? And blah blah blah. And there's all the chatter, and it's like, no, you can start small, right, Ava? You can start by just 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Going into that space and 5 minutes and taking that time every single day, and then letting that birth out. Sheila, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I want to just say to Ava, Andrea, you know, I really adore the work that you do because you embody that that essence, that magic, and in doing that you can act like a bridge for people who are wanting that. And I've had the honor of being in some of your workshops and even getting up at 4:30 in the morning to attend some because there's so much magic to tap into, and your magical writers tribe. So I just want to give you an opportunity to talk about how you help people in that way and what's available to people.
Thank you. And thank you. I have always loved to take some dances with you too, Sheila, because you also embody that energy. So I think we're twins. But anyways, yes. I mean, you can go to my webpage, eva-andrea.com, and there you will get a writing meditation for free. It's a gift where you can meet your divine muse and get an experience of meeting your inspiration and open up and start being inspired. That is the first step, I would say. And then, of course, you can write me if you want my help with your writing, your book. I do a lot of one-on-one mentoring. Even if I'm almost filled up for this year, I would still be welcoming a few more. And then I do retreats and workshops, and I have the Magical Writers Tribe. That is also a beautiful place where we can share the journey and inspire each other also behind the scenes. And yeah, so I really love what I do, and my heart burns to, help be a midwife and kind of help these books and creative things out in the world. So yeah.
Well, you listen, I'm so glad that you came in today. Would you come back and talk like when you have another book that's out or something like that? We can have another great discussion about the book itself. We can have our own little book club going on.
I'd love to. Anytime, anything. I love your energy here in the show, and I mean it's so beautiful to connect with kindred spirits like you. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You listen, you are definitely living your purpose. I mean, this is what Soulivity is all about. You connected with it a long time ago, you surrendered to it, and now you're living it, and now you're thriving because of it. I mean, I could hear the passion in your voice and the satisfaction that comes from you serving others and them finding their voice and their path as well. Because this is what this is all about.
Yeah, alignment, right? Yes,
absolutely. Alignment all the way. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Again, we have links. Much. We've got links for Ava in our chat. So go check her out. Again, you can learn more about her by going to her website at ava-andrea at com, correct? Yeah, .com on the web. And again, the links are in our chat. Listen, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back with more of Soulivity today.
Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible Soulivity team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on Soulivity TV to join the fun, and Remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Would you like to be one of the first people to experience mental freedom? Mental freedom is a coaching practice with 6 core principles: improving hope, self-efficacy, optimism, resilience, and general well-being. Mental freedom only takes 6 sessions. It is designed to give you the tools you need to help yourself. It can help with any situation: relationship problems, past trauma, career decisions, parenting challenges, addiction, and mental health concerns. Incorporating the mental freedom framework into your life will deliver an approach to master any situation and a pathway toward achieving inner peace. Mental freedom provides the information and tools that you need to grow and be bigger than anything that ever happens to you. So if you're looking for one-on-one or a group coaching program that will allow you to address any situation that comes up in your life with practical tools to give you more peace and joy, then join the Mental Freedom Program in Soulivity's Aspire Academy. There are very limited spots available, so don't delay. I hope to see you there.
Hey, we're back with more of Soulivity today. Sheila, why don't we get to some Soulivity shameless plugs? I'm still working on that. Still working on that, everybody. You've got something really, really special that's coming up on October 21st. Let's learn about that from you.
All right. Yes, this coming Saturday, October 21st, here in Marcellus, New York, we will be having a fractal illumination gathering, which is a wonderful space for you to receive the fractal illumination energy activations, which are featured in the internationally best-selling book, the Energy Healers Oracle. So if you are in this area and interested in having a beautiful day with wonderful people to help you adjust to the shifting changes in our world, then check that out. And it's even available if you're not local, because you can receive it long distance. So you can visit
Wow.
SheilaApplegate.com and find out all about that. Yeah.
Well,
I'm
that's
excited.
fantastic. I love it. I love it. And they're always powerful. I mean,
They're so powerful. They're so much
yeah,
fun.
I think the last one you had, I think either we were out of town or something was going on, and where Sasha and I were, I could feel it. I could literally feel what was happening, and for a second there, I was like, what's going on? What is it? Oh, it's like, oh, it's fractal illumination. It's today.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. And I just
It does have a big impact. And yet it's so gentle when you're there.
Exactly, right? It's like the gift that keeps on giving.
It sure does.
Listen, I just want to let everybody know too about next week is the next Joy Keepers meditation at the Joy Keepers Cafe. It's Wednesday, October 25th. Sheila, you're going to be leading the meditation for that one, right? Again?
I am, yeah.
Oh,
it's always such
yeah.
a good time.
And it's recorded, so if you missed the date, you can always watch it again. But you got to reserve your seat so that you get the emails and stuff like that afterwards. So go to joykeepers.org/cafe to reserve your seat. It's again Wednesday, October 25th at 8 a.m. Los Angeles time Pacific, 11 a.m. in New York or Eastern, 4 p.m. GMT in London, and 5 o'clock in Copenhagen, or 1700 hours in Copenhagen, however you want to put it there. But it's always good. It's so good. And there's a meditation, and then there's like we all commune together in Joy Keepers with Sheila. We kind of just talk about our experiences of the meditation and that kind of thing. So it's always so good, man. It kind of,
and only the meditation gets recorded. Only the meditation gets recorded. So get on live if you can to have the conversation and meet people from around the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. We're very big on privacy here. So no, your private stuff
Yeah.
doesn't get recorded at all. Just want to remind everybody, listen, find out more about Soulivity by going to our Soulivity, website, and you can visit our Soulivity Today page by getting here. So much great information that's happening in the magazine. In a few weeks, we're going to be launching our Bridging the Gap initiative for health equity. So we're going to be talking about specific stories from around the nation and the world around how you can get involved in finding out more information about health equity and resources and support to help bring it about. There's also great stories like I love this How to Love Yourself More story that's here. That's there. It is so good. I highly recommend people go read that one. If I do say so myself. Listen, also remember to follow us on social media, where you can find out more about everything that's happening across Soulivity's platforms, including also we post like tips and how-tos and that kind of thing. So follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on our new Threads page as well, LinkedIn. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel because that will alert you every time that we go live, and you can watch or listen to our past shows. Sheila, it's always so good to have you here, but it's always so sad to have you go.
I'll come back
'Cause, you know.
tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
All right.
And there's going to be a great show we're going to be doing tomorrow. So, I won't tell you about it yet, but it is, you definitely want to check this one out. It's going to be an amazing show. So Sheila, any other plans for the rest of the day for you or no?
Well, I have a meeting with Helena from the Joy Keepers Network, and so that's
All
always
right.
fun. And I have some clients. Oh, and I'm gonna help babysit my sister's puppy later in the day.
Oh,
that's fun.
Oh man. Is the puppy trained yet or getting trained?
Yeah. Well, I haven't had any accidents when I've had him over here, so I'd say yeah, he's pretty good at being trained. He's a couple months old now.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So he's kind of knows where, like either the little pooper or whatever. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's great. Well, enjoy that. I mean, puppies are always fun.
Right. How can you not be happy around a puppy?
Right. Now it's the bigger dog. When they become dogs, it becomes a little bit different, but everybody's different around that. Listen, everybody, this is Brian Westley Johnson saying thanks to you for joining us for this edition of Soulivity Today. Please come back and join us Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time on all of our Soulivity stations and channels, or you can watch or listen to us at KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. For all of those people out on the West Coast, including my family, hey fam. Listen, this is how we do it. We want to empower you every day so that you can, create your best life today using passion, serving others through your purpose, and creating your best life, your high quality life today. So listen, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
This work is subject to copyright owned by Affinity Global LLC. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this is expressly